What is up, you guys? I am back once again with another Mike Butler Wrestling podcast. Today we have WWE Fastlane happening. Before I begin, just a few plugs. Um, if you are not sick and tired of me on these podcasts, then here's what I want you to do. I want you to go on iTunes, search the Broadcast. I want you to go on Twitter, follow the Broadcast podcast, because if you're watching this like as I'm filming or right after I post it, it's Monday, and that means the broadcast podcast that I was on has dropped. It's entitled Great Butt. Um, it's just given me a chance to promote this show as well as a few shenanigans with my friends Nick, Topher, and James. Um, so check that out when you can. It's a great podcast, and actually, it's pretty funny. So, okay, so I'm hoping you guys are not watching this immediately after watching Fastlane because Fastlane drug. Like, this one was a hard one for me to watch. Um, Also, I apologize if my voice goes in and out or gets lower. I've caught a cold overnight, so that's not good, but I still wanted to bring this to you. So yeah, Fastlane, not my favorite show, never really is. So we're gonna jump right into it. Hopefully you're not watching this immediately after watching Fastlane because that's just way too much, and I want you guys to let it get a little break, before you come watching a show about a show that drug on. So we start off with Samoa Joe and Sami Zayn. This is exactly what I expected. It was a great match. I liked everything I saw in it. It showed Samoa Joe's dominance as well as Sami Zayn being able to fight from underneath. They always do that with Sami Zayn, though. Sometimes I'd like to maybe get a different type of Sami Zayn, but I guess with him facing Braun Strowman and then him facing now Samoa Joe, you kind of have to do that, so that's fine. This really showed Samoa Joe's dominance, like I said, which is exactly how you should be booking him right now. Another thing is probably the coolest thing that you'll see on this pay-per-view is that Sami Zayn pulled off a Blue Thunder Bomb, and I didn't think Sami Zayn has the strength to do that, and to do it to Samoa Joe, that's pretty impressive, and that should really, if you can hit that, then, I mean, I don't know why, if you can hit that on a guy like Samoa Joe, I don't know why you're not finishing matches with that, but anyway, Samoa Joe, he wins it with the Coquina Clutch. Sami Zayn doesn't tap out, but he does pass out. Maybe possibly sets up a rematch for these two, which I'm fine with. I'd like to see it again. You'll probably see it on Raw, maybe. But yeah, so the pay-per-view is off to a good start. Next, we have Charlotte Caruso interviewing Bayley. More Bayley shtick, saying Charlotte has the advantage for being undefeated in pay-per-views, yada yada yada. We'll get to all that because towards the end of this show, I have a lot to say about a lot of things, and I don't want to waste my time with a Bayley segment, not Bayley and Nia Jax segment, pretty much. But so we'll go into the tag team title match again. This is exactly what I expected, but at least in Samoa Joe and Sami Zayn, I expected a great match. Here, I just expected me to be kind of looking at my phone a lot, not really paying attention. But anyway, so, it's the whole Enzo Amore, he's going to get his ass kicked. Make a hot tag to Big Cass. Big Cass is going to take care of Gallows and Anderson, and then for some reason, somehow, Enzo winds up being the legal man again, and then he gets his ass kicked and gets pinned. This was a little different. They did a little different of a finish here where after Anderson kneed the crap out of Enzo Amore, Enzo, he went for the pinfall. Enzo had his foot on the rope, Referee didn't see it. There's a difference between this one and a lot of other ones you see that have this finish. In most matches that do this finish, you'll see that the foot is on the rope for the entire 3 count, and that's why people make a big deal about it. I didn't necessarily have a problem with this finish because, or I didn't think like there should be controversy, and here's why. Enzo did have his foot on the bottom rope, sure, but Gallows pushed it off the rope before the referee counted the 3. That's fine to me because during a submission, when someone goes to the rope and they grab the rope, the other person can just pull them off it, and then the submission still counts. So I don't see why this would be a problem or controversial at all. So again, nothing special about the match, but different ending was kind of cool. We go to Mick Foley backstage. He's on the phone with Stephanie McMahon via speakers. She's saying that she might not be able to make it because of her plane. Right, there's a few things wrong with this thing. So, first of all, she foreshadows the entire night, and pretty much she tells Mick Foley that he needs to make sure that the women's title and the Universal title match go off without a hitch. Well, now that she says that, we in fact know that they are not going to go off without a hitch. So, that bothered me because I knew something was going to happen in both matches. And then, I don't know, her being on speakerphone and then also saying that she's been watching the pay-per-view on her phone, and then the ending where Mick disconnected the phone, like, dude, she's watching. Like, you have this smirk, like, oh my god, I fooled her. Dude, she's watching. She could totally see you disconnect the phone. Like, no wonder you're going to get fired. Jesus. Dumb. Sasha Banks versus Nia Jax. This was kind of like the Samoa Joe match here, except with a different outcome. Nia Jax showed just how dominant she is. They showed why she they have really big plans for her. She whooped Sasha Banks' ass. And then there were some good things that Sasha Banks did with all the reversals and the submissions. I like that. We've seen the guillotines. I don't know. We saw the bank statement on Nia Jax. This was good. And then that roll up to Nia Jax and then the bridge to get the win, that was impressive. I did not think they would be able to pull that off because of Nia Jax's size. So good on them. Yeah, nothing really to talk about here. Just that, this was, I think, Nia Jax's second loss. I think she lost to Bayley as well. I think that's what they said. This is just pretty much adding into the whole WrestleMania thing. Fatal 4-way for the Women's Championship of Raw. Excuse me. I'm fine with that. And it'll be interesting to see what they do on Raw for this to kick off this storyline. Okay, so now if this pay-per-view wasn't dragging enough, I mean, the first few matches were okay. This is where it starts to get draggy. I don't watch the pre-show, so I had no idea what was going on here. You get Rusev sporting a freshie. You got Jinder Mahal sporting a really veiny body. And Mick Foley says that he's going to put them both in singles matches. You guys decide which one goes first, and we'll go from there. Okay. Problem number 1. Why is Jinder Mahal getting any pay-per-view time? That's the first problem. Second problem. Why are they treating this like It's a big, serious thing. Rusev should not be wasting his time with someone like Jinder Mahal. I hated the tag team. I'm glad it's over. But this whole thing was unnecessary. Third problem. Why, when they come out to the ring and they get Rusev and Jinder Mahal get into it, why is Jinder Mahal getting the upper hand at all? Like, he knocked Rusev out. And then Cesaro comes out for the match against Jinder Mahal. Sheamus comes to the stage with Cesaro, but then goes to the back because, whatever. Don't support your partner. And then Jinder Mahal actually has a competitive match with Cesaro. So my thinking here is, all right, these are going to be like 2 squash matches probably. This won't really drag on. Little did I know that the squash match wouldn't happen till later. Anyway, Jinder Mahal, Cesaro, they had, whatever. They had a match. Cesaro ends up winning anyway. Still has the best uppercut in the game. So after the match, Rusev now attacks Jinder Mahal. Payback for what he just did like 10 minutes earlier. And as Mahal is tossed out, Big Show comes out, and no problems with this. And Big Show dominates Rusev. It's just I noticed 2 things during this match. Number one, it's amazing how the fans were chanting, "Please retire" at the Big Show a year ago, and now they're chanting it for him to chokeslam Rusev one more time. I think it's great. I feel like they're really realizing just how hard of a worker Big Show is, especially now that he's lost all that weight. Good on him. Also, just how far Rusev just, last year, this would have been a squash match, but the other way around. Rusev would have beat the Big Show. So, I don't know what they're doing with Rusev. I'm hoping they're not doing anything with Jinder Mahal. I think Rusev is taking time off. I'm not sure. He's been sending out he sent out a weird tweet recently. So, whatever. So then we get Neville versus Gentleman Jack Gallagher. I didn't mess it up that time. Neville versus Gentleman Jack Gallagher. Shit. Austin Aries is out with his big package. No, dude, I love this thing. Austin Aries. I hope he doesn't come back just so he can be on commentary. Like, he brings so much life, and I'm a big fan of sarcasm, and he brings all that to the table. And I don't want it to go away. I'd rather have him than Byron Saxton. Byron Saxton just upsets me. But we did have a match, and it was a great match. There were some flaws to it, like why is Jack Gallagher doing a headstand on the top rope with Neville just staring at him? Yo, Neville, kick him. And he's going to fall down, and you could probably get an advantage that way. But that's just me. I'm not a wrestler. I don't know. But anyway, back and forth match. This is a good cruiserweight match. You saw Jack Gallagher do some big high risk maneuvers, and he usually doesn't, so that's cool. And then speaking of high risk maneuver, Neville hits the red arrow for the first time, and since he's turned heel pretty much, I thought that was very cool. It's nice when he can see. I understand why they had him stop doing it. Big moves like that off the top rope, they're fan favorite moves. Like, the crowd cheers for them. So when he turned heel, and they gave him a submission move, that's much better. But if you break out that red arrow every once in a while, I'm fine with that. I probably would have done it at WrestleMania, not at a B grade, C grade pay-per-view like Fastlane. But, hey, if you're trying to build Gallagher as somebody, like, how am I going to beat this guy? You got to pull out all the stops, and alright, so be it. I'm fine with that. Next, we have this frickin' New Day segment. And, guys, really, I mean, they came out with an ice cream cart. That's it. They didn't give out any ice cream. They drooled over this ice cream cart. They promoted that they were hosts of WrestleMania. This show is dragging. It was bad when Jinder Mahal came out. It was bad when Rusev came out. But God, was this necessary? I didn't think so. The highlight of it was Big E singing some Biggie. Oh, hey, I just got that. Anyway. So that was that. Then we get this big hoss of a match, Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman. Now, I mentioned what I had problems with earlier with the Rusev Jinder Mahal, yada, 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 New Day. Here's my first real big problem. You got these guys kicking each other's ass. The whole match. Loved it. This match was great. And I am fully expecting a Braun Strowman win. I am fully expecting an Undertaker appearance. But no. They do what they always do for some reason and have Roman Reigns do the Sami Zayn story. Play as the underdog. And then come from underneath and win. Why? He's not an underdog. He is a former NFL player. He is a former WWE champion, multi-time WWE champion. He is main evented WrestleMania twice. Knock it off. Braun Strowman should have won this, and now this is Braun Strowman's first defeat. So, what do they do with him now? I don't know. Can he recover from this? Sure. Why not? It's only one loss. But now he's probably going to go on a tear against a bunch of jobbers or a bunch of people who are not featured on Raw a lot. Go through them to promote his ass for the frickin' Battle Royal at WrestleMania. Not what I want to see. And then, after the match, I'm thinking Undertaker's going to appear sometime to at least confront Roman Reigns. Nothing. You had Roman Reigns beat Braun Strowman clean as a sheet. Nothing happens. Absolutely nothing. I don't like it. I hate it. And I hope this doesn't ruin Braun Strowman too much. But, I guess maybe we'll see The Undertaker on Raw. I don't know. Hopefully. So, next, I believe this is it. Yep, Bayley versus Charlotte for the Women's Championship. You have Sami Zayn as the underdog. Apparently, you got Roman Reigns as the underdog. Now you got Bayley as the underdog. A lot of underdog stories. A lot of them. So, Charlotte, dominates. And then Bayley has her moments. And that's fine. And I mentioned how I thought The Undertaker was gonna show up during the Roman Reigns fight. Well, I expected a heel turn from Sasha Banks. And we didn't get that. We had her come out. But we instead got her actually helping Bayley. I have a problem with this. I have a lot of problems with this show. You're pretty much, with that, it's not like Dana Brooke showed up and interfered in this match first. It's not like Bayley was in too much of trouble. Charlotte, I think, was just going to the top rope. Whatever. Having Sasha Banks come out first to help Bayley you're pretty much saying Bayley is just can't get it done on her own. And I understand we talked about the foreshadowing Stephanie did with, make sure those two matches, the women's title and the Raw Universal title, don't have any funny business going to them. I get it. You're gonna have this is supposed to happen, but I don't think it gives Bayley a good I guess doesn't make her seem like she can do it on her own. Pretty much, that's all, and it sucks. So off the distraction from Sasha, Bayley comes in, hits a Bayley to belly, outside the ring, throws her inside the ring. She's gonna hit another one and win the match. So Bayley's going to WrestleMania as a champ, unless there's 4 weeks. There's 4 weeks till WrestleMania, so they could possibly still drop the title on air. But another problem I had with this is that Charlotte was undefeated at pay-per-views, and they decide to end it again at a B grade, C grade pay-per-view like Fastlane, and not at like a WrestleMania. Didn't agree with it. Didn't like it. The match was okay, sure. The match was fine. But, this wasn't anything. This didn't build a good story for me at WrestleMania. For WrestleMania. You don't get Bayley a heel turn. You don't make it intriguing. And I guess they want to do the whole 2 faces, 2 heels in this fatal 4-way. But I don't know. I thought maybe if they really want to put Bayley as the underdog, have her go up against 3 heels. But, nah. Alright. So, I have to ask you guys something. During Raw this past week, did I miss something about Samoa Joe getting involved in this Universal title match? I'm serious, because Mick goes up to Samoa Joe in the back and says, "Do not interfere in this." I don't know. I very well could have. I did a podcast on it though, so I thought like maybe I missed it. I'm new to this, but I don't think I'm not that new where I would miss something like that. But maybe I did. It is a 3-hour show, and it's a lot to take in. But anyway, we get that segment. Let me know, please. Write in the comments on YouTube, even on Facebook. Let me know, because I missed that if it did happen. So now we get to the match of the night. But not really. We get the match everyone's been waiting for. Everyone's hyped up. Kevin Owens versus Bill Goldberg, Universal Championship. Kevin Owens is great. His mind games on Twitter with Goldberg the whole time. Just awesome. Goldberg comes out with the security around him. I don't remember seeing the security around him for his match against Brock Lesnar. Maybe I'm wrong. But, I don't know. Like, I get when they did it back in WCW, but what's security there to do? Stop him from banging his head on the door again? Making him bleed before the match? I don't know. Anyway. So, they're both in the ring. Right before the bell rings, Kevin Owens exits the ring. These are more mind games. Probably getting Bill Goldberg's intensity leveled down a notch, which is smart. He's a smart champ like that. And he does this multiple times, until he's finally ready. And then right before the bell rings, Jericho's music hits. He just walks out to the stage. And while Kevin Owens is looking directly at Jericho, in Jericho's direction, the referee rings the bell. Why? Kevin Owens is not ready. He is looking at Jericho. The ref clearly was about to ring the bell, stopped when he heard Jericho's music, saw Kevin Owens looking at Jericho, and then the bell rings. I knew this was going to be a quick match. I had a feeling Jericho was going to get interfered with. Or Jericho was going to interfere, rather. I didn't know how they were going to put it together, but this was not the way to do it. You could have done like so many better things. How about having Goldberg actually have a match? I understand, like, his squash matches, that's his thing, that's what he does. But when you do it to Brock Lesnar and then the champion of Raw, what is that saying about your champion? And what is that saying about Brock Lesnar? I mean, not good things. Not good things at all. But, I mean, it doesn't have to be. This match was 22 seconds. And I understand I was complaining about the pay-per-view dragging. I get it. But, I mean, you can do a lot in 5 minutes. Does Goldberg have to necessarily take a bump? Nah. I mean, that whole time, Kevin Owens was outside the ring. Why don't you have Jericho attack him then? And then throw Kevin Owens in the ring. And, Owens has to have the match. So when, he gets up staggering and stuff, says he's ready, then you ring the bell, and then Goldberg spears the crap out of him, jackhammer, 1, 2, 3. That would have been that boom right there. That would have been better. Is it perfect? No. But I think you guys would have rather seen that than a 22-second title match. Excuse me. Anyway. So yes. Spear, jackhammer, 22 seconds, Goldberg. So 2 matches. I'm not including the Rumble, even though I probably could. Two matches. Goldberg hadn't wrestled in over. Goldberg hadn't wrestled in over what? 12, 13 years? 13 years, was it? And in those 2 matches, he's been in the ring for less than 2 minutes. Okay. Sure. I could do that too. I haven't been in the ring in 13 years. I ain't jacked like Goldberg, but I could do it. I know I can. Because logic. That's why. Anyway. That was Fastlane, guys. I knew it was going to be a shit show of a show. But fuck. It was a shit show of a show. Anyway. I have a guest here with me to talk about Fastlane. This guest has been seen hanging around the likes of Randy Orton, John Cena, AJ Styles, and as of recently, Bray Wyatt. I know. Probably thinking to yourself, how did the Mike Butler podcast, how did this team of one go and grab somebody who hangs out with all those guys? Well, I'll tell you how. You go to Toys R Us. That's right. You go to Toys R Us and you pick this up. Boom. Right there. That's right. That's mine. That's mine. See that? See that? Right there. You like it? You like it? Yup. Yup. That's what I did. That's what I got. This is my first guest. See it? You like it? Smell it? Yeah, exactly. Anyway. So yeah, guys. That was Fastlane. I had to do that. I've been wanting one of those bad boys for a while. That was a show. As far as WrestleMania goes, man, they left the card open. I mean, obviously, if I'm I'm not a fan that just watches the show. I read the sheets. I guess you would say that I'm part of this internet community. But I know I expect Roman Reigns and The Undertaker to have a match. I expect The Undertaker to be on Raw since he was not at Fastlane. Obviously Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho. That's really the only match they built up for it, and obviously Goldberg and Lesnar. But if I were a casual fan that didn't read the sheets, I wouldn't know that there's a Fatal 4-Way Women's Championship match around the corner. I wouldn't know anything about the tag titles. What are you doing with Samoa Joe? What are you doing with Sami Zayn? What are you doing with Braun Strowman? Seems like they're all going to be in that Andre the Giant Battle Royal. Not too big of a fan. So, anyway, we're going to have to find out when we hit Raw. Raw podcast will be tonight. Hopefully I am feeling a little bit better. I promised you guys an announcement of 2 new shows that will happen this week. And damn it, I am here to deliver. I've been talking about how I've been wanting to do other shows, other than review shows for Raw, SmackDown, and pay-per-views. I came up with these ideas. These are for you, the fans. So, Thursday, I believe it's Thursday, we're going to have an episode featuring the WWE Rulebook. Now, how did I get my hands on the WWE Rulebook? Probably Barnes & Nobles or something, I don't know. They're selling it now, but yeah. So this is apparently the book of rules for WWE. I expect to have a lot of questions, and I expect to discover a lot of flaws with how WWE books their product, because WWE doesn't watch their ass when they come out with things like this. I'm going to see a flaw about a rule and then think, well, wait, they just had this guy do this, which totally goes against this rule. So we're probably going to go over some of the rules and, see if we can find some of those flaws, probably for like an hour. And then maybe we won't go through the whole book, but, if we don't, maybe we make that a weekly thing until we finish the book and then we start something else. Also, Saturday, we'll probably do a Raw versus Nitro podcast. It's kind of a review show, but also, it's different. I'm going to start from when Nitro started, watch Nitro and Raw on that date, and compare the shows. It's a little bit more my territory because it's old school wrestling, but at the same time, I was not a big Nitro guy. I tried watching it, couldn't watch it. So we're going to see how that goes. But yeah, these are 2 new shows that I'm excited to bring to you. And, hopefully we can come up with more shows for you. But I will not take too much more of your time up. I'm sick. Have to get ready for work soon anyway. But guys, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button on YouTube. Follow me on Twitter, Mike Butler 1127. Snapchat is Butler 1127. Instagram, Mr. Mike Butler 1127. Also, listen to the Broadcast. Follow Broadcast Podcast on Twitter. They have their own Facebook page. And go on iTunes, go on any of your podcast apps. You will find the Broadcast that I am featured on. It is entitled Great Butt. And, it's hilarious. We play some games. Some interesting facts about some certain sports players and sports stadiums. And again, like they said, I plug my show a little bit and I drink a little bit of beer, so that's always fun. Also, I want to apologize for not having a UFC 209 podcast. I was working and I didn't get off till 10, and when I went to the place where I was watching it, I got in like the middle of that Tramer fight. So really, there was only one fight I really could have covered, and that was the Woodley and Thompson fight, and I mean, I can cover that right now, and I can just say it was ass. It was ass. Uh, Maybe we'll do one for Cormier Johnson. I don't know. Hopefully I have off. I don't know. I'm switching locations after this week. Maybe it'll give me more time to prep a little bit closer to home. So, again, follow all those pages. Follow me, like me, subscribe to me. Me would really appreciate it. Guys, I'm out. Thank you.